So to continue with the idea of an unknown number of iterations, what do we do when we have an unknown number of iterations that exist because of data as opposed to what happens as a result of data entry from a user? So this is on the very bottom of page 60. And it really represents just a change in the way it is that we think about the entry of data. So what we're looking here at is what is known as a trailer record. A trailer record is what happens at the very end of a file. So if you think of a file as just a bunch of text in a simple text file, that could be, an XML file. It can be a .txt. It can be a database file that is specifically related to whatever kind of database environment it is that you're in. We would have, potentially vast stores of data there, right? We could have millions upon millions of records, and we would never know as a developer just how much data it is we're referring to when we're asking a program or a procedure to go through and take a look at that data. What we rely on is something that's actually built into the systems we use. So this would be built into Windows, this would be built into Mac, this would be built into SQL or MySQL or Dolphin SQL or whatever we're using, is the idea of a trailer record. A trailer record goes at the very end of a file, and it signifies to the system that there are no more records here. So it's not necessarily something that has value to you, but it's something that has value to the system. The way we would display that is what is known as the end of file marker, or EOF. Now, this is something that actually does have value in the compile time languages. So if you're looking at Java or JavaScript or C++ or SQL or whatever, you can signify just run until there's no more data by using the idea of the EOF, the end of file. Now, there's essentially four ways we can do this by virtue of the text, and those are all, again, here on page 60, represented here. We can say that do while more data, good enough. Do while more records, or do while records exist. Any one of these four are really good enough. My suggestion to you is that the do while not EOF, the very last one we see here, this is what's going to have the closest analog to how you would use this in a compile time language. You could take this and you could go to C++, you can go to Java, you can go to JavaScript, you can go to C#, and say do while not end of file, and that's going to be 100% analogous to the way it is that language is going to be able to take that. The way you can represent this in pseudocode is either exactly like you see it here. So do while the word not EOF. You could also use the exclamation EOF. The exclamation point is the not operator in every compile time language that you're likely to come across. So you could save yourself essentially two keystrokes by using the exclamation point here instead of the word not, like you see it here. But either way, this is how we would signify the end to an unknown number of iterations through a file would be with trailer records. And again, here at the bottom of page 60, these are the four ways that you could signify those trailer records. But my suggestion to you is here with do while not end of file. This turns out to be the way you would want to do that in most compile time languages.